Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe where we help and heal one day at a time. We're going to talk about the grief process, where you might be. The more knowledge you have, the quicker you're healing. And there's just different stages that we actually have to go through. So I'm going to share a little presentation with you guys. Let me enlarge my screen for you. But we definitely do have to go through certain stages. And as you can see here, when we lose something, we do need to grieve. And so there are like 5 basic stages of grief, but here you're going to see 7 because sometimes the shock, the end of a relationship, or a death, things like that. Sometimes we're in shock, like what just happened? This just came out of the blue. It's kind of the initial paralysis that we go through. So we're going to start to go through denial, like this is not really happening, or we just want to avoid the inevitable. We see a breakup, we see a death, and we're like, wait, no, this is not happening. It's part of the grief process. Sometimes it lasts for, just a few minutes. Sometimes it lasts for weeks. Some of you who are ruminating, trying to fix everything, you haven't processed the end of the relationship. You're still trying to go through the different stages. These stages can go in different orders. That's important to know. So sometimes you'll flip flop between them. It's okay to get angry. Your whole life has changed. You can be angry, frustrated. We just have these bottled up emotions. So first we're going through the denial, then all of a sudden we start getting angry because we're starting to see that this is real, that this isn't changing. So we're going to start to bargain, kind of figuring out a way out, going through the process in our mind, like if we do this will happen, or what the possibilities are, how can we fix it, how can we change it, and then you're going to start to go through a depression, because all this stuff that we've been bargaining for is not really working. And so we're starting to see more of the reality of the situation we're going through. So you start to get depressed because it's kind of the final realization that this is life. This is what's happening. This isn't going to change. So we're sad about what we lost. Now testing, we're starting to get sad. We want our person back sometimes, or closure, whatever it is that we want. We might test it to kind of see, is it really over? Are they going to come back? Are they sorry for what they did to me? Did they ever really love me? So we're going to start seeking some realistic solutions. Maybe we can talk to the person. Maybe we can do this. If that doesn't work, you might slip back into the depression mode. Or you start bargaining again. So it can flip flop, and that's totally normal if you're going through different things. Usually though, when you're in the depressed stage, that's when the healing starts. It's starting to, you can go on the up curve. So it's up to you if you slip back into the anger, or if you want to, try to accept what's going on. That's when you're going to set yourself free. The easiest way to do that is to start doing things for yourself. So when you're in denial, you're going to avoid believing it. You're going to be a little bit confused on why is this going on. You're going to be kind of scared, like, how's my life going to change? What's going to happen now that this person isn't in my life? So we're going to start to get irritated, anxious, go through a lot of frustration. It's okay. Scream in your pillow if you want to. Just be aware that the anger stage, don't lash out at the people that really care about you. That's going to be a little bit hard during the anger stage because you're going to have high anxiety, irritation. But it's okay to cry. It's okay to scream. I know my neighbors, I have such a soundproof place, but yeah, there's times you just got to scream, get that energy out. So the bargaining stage follows, like I said, and it's, good to, kind of talk to people. It's a real hard stage because you're trying to figure out the purpose of why this just happened. And we're going to try to bargain our way out of it. But during the depression stage, you're going to start to feel helpless. Like everything I've tried, giving it time or trying to talk through it or whatever. So we're going to start to feel overwhelmed, a little bit helpless. and you're going to have a little bit of hostility that's going to, you're going to be angry at the situation. And that's where you can flip back into the anger stage. But it's really good to just start moving on, make a new plan, explore other options. So to reiterate, the first stage of the 5-stage process is nothing makes sense. So you're going to be in shock and denial, but we need that to help us cope. It's a survival technique. Just like I had made that video when I caught on fire, I walked up to the barbecue. All of a sudden I'm in the front yard. I don't remember that part. It's my mind telling me you have to cope with that. It's too much. Just go into denial. We're blacking it out. And that's in a sense what we're doing with the denial. We're blacking it out. I am not ready to handle that. And it just kind of helps us keep pace with the feelings of grief. Otherwise it can be too overwhelming. So as you accept this reality, you're going to start to ask yourself questions. And I think that's why a lot of you are here, all the unanswered questions. And this is actually the first stage of the healing process. So the stage 2, you have to go through some anger. It's totally okay. Sometimes that anger though might seem endless. Like we can't get it out of our head. We can't feel happy right now. So the more you truly feel this anger, the more it will start to dissipate. Just like I said, instead of bottling up the anger, run it out, jog it out, scream in your pillow. A lot of times, meditate it out. Yoga is supposed to be really good. Anger, it's just the emotion we're most used to managing. So it's good that we have learned some coping skills over time, but underneath anger is pain. Anger is definitely caused by pain, and that's your pain, what you're feeling. So during this stage, it's natural to feel deserted, abandoned. And we live in a society that actually kind of fears anger. It's a feeling we don't want to go through, but that's actually a bridge between the connection. So before loss, a lot of us will pray to our God, the bargaining, like, please, 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 God, if you do this, or, I'll change this, or we talk to our person that way. It's us trying to fix what we feel is broken. And after a loss, bargaining takes the form of temporary truce, kind of trying to make deals. And we start to become lost in this maze. If only I didn't do this, or what if I did that? And we start to regret what becomes inevitable, because we start to take on guilt, like I should have done this. And that's kind of a hard place to be in, because you can get stuck in this what if, only if, what did I do wrong, how can I fix it? We want to go back in time because we were happy at a point in time. And like I said, guilt is right along with bargaining, and if only causes us to find fault in ourselves, what we think we could have done differently. And we will do anything not to feel the pain of this loss at that time. So we're just trying to get out of the pain. So our mind has to process something, and we're not ready to do the acceptance. So we get stuck in different stages, sometimes for longer periods of time. If we get stuck at the bargaining stage and start to get angry, why did I do that? Why didn't I think about that? We start to get angry. So you can go through the different stages. So depression, this is the reality setting in, whether it's about a death or loss of a relationship, because we're kind of scared. We don't know what the unknown is. Some of you have lost households, or how the kids are going to turn out with the 2 separated families now. Are we going to be alone forever? Will we find somebody? Sometimes we get sad because sometimes when you separate, you lost not only your person, but sometimes their family, the friends from that half of the relationship. And guilt for demanding so much attention and depleting the family income occurs. That's sometimes if you have to rely on people for talking things through, or needing help with a place to stay, or help with the custody battle or divorce. Some of you might start to feel guilt that we're taking too much from other people. But, if we're talking to somebody who is going through depression, we don't really want to hear everything's going to be great. Um, you know, uh, don't keep saying just the same things over and over again. Try to really listen, and let people listen to you. It's okay to talk. Talking things out really helps. Um, Choose the right people to talk to, because you don't want to just hear. You want to go through your grief. You're not there to hear. You'll find a great person, because right now you're sad about the loss of your person. It doesn't matter who's in the future, because you need to deal with what you're dealing with. So it's good to have distractions, but we also don't want to ignore the situation, because we have to go through that depression. So kind of find a good balance between what you're doing in life. It's okay to still cry, but the last stage is acceptance. And this is going to be so empowering. This is when you're going to move forward in your life. And the quicker you get to acceptance, and this is the key, we need to kind of accept this is reality. We can still be sad about it, but it's better to reflect back on the good times. Don't Try not to feel sorry for yourself. Try not to have guilt, but just know if you are going through any of those emotions, that it's totally normal. You have to go through those. You can't just hear something and then all of a sudden you're at acceptance until you go through those. So if you are angry or frustrated or irritated, try your best to move forward. Every step you take is closer to acceptance. That's why they tell you, if you've accepted that it's over, it's good to go no contact, because that means it is over. It's not leaving that doorway for them to come back. Some of you do have to stay in contact because of custody or things like that, but just know that it does get better. The more you try to work on yourself, your friendships, get out there, enjoy the sunlight, little things like that get you closer and closer, because the more you settle into your depression, the more you settle into your anger and let it stew, the more it's just like the rumination that we do. It's always on our mind, and it's continuing the addiction. So to try to stop the addiction, it is good to have distractions. That's like when people quit smoking. They'll chew gum. It's a distraction. It's something different that they're doing, and it helps them. So find something that kind of helps break some of the loneliness instead of wallowing in your depression. But you have to go through it. But try to cut the cycle down and break free from it. So go through it. Don't get stuck in it, and realize, you will go through relapses or times that all of a sudden you just cry for no reason or get depressed. And it's really good to start, like I said, working on yourself, refocusing, because the more you allow it to continue, your depression, the longer you're going to get stuck in it. And work on yourself. It's the best payback to the narcissist, because they're going to look back and just realize what they lost, that they didn't destroy you. Take away that power from them. Do not let them destroy your life. Do not let them control your emotions anymore. Stand up for yourself. Look out for red flags in other people. Take this as a learning process. Be glad that, if it wasn't fixable, that you're not stuck in that situation anymore. Because looking back, how much love did they really show you? Did they give you gifts, or did they spend time with you? Did they connect with you? When you did spend time, was it positive time? Did they cut you down for the way you ordered your food, or were they nitpicking at everything? So set yourself free. It's a beautiful world out there, a beautiful life ahead. And it's okay to cry. It is okay to cry. It's okay to talk about things. But don't let that uh, inhibit you from moving forward, taking care of yourself. Like I said, just like the smoker, sometimes you need a distraction to keep you on track. So start a new hobby, go for walks, go swimming. This summer I went to the beach by myself, and I just kind of needed to be in my own place, and just the swimming and the sunshine and everything, it led to a lot better days. So whether you hang out with friends, try not to talk about your narcissist after you've had a couple conversations with them. Try to listen to their words, accept their advice. And unless they're from a narcissistic relationship, just be aware that sometimes they're not going to be able to give you the right kind of advice. They might just say, what's the big, like, get over it. He was a jerk, as opposed to like really relating to what the trauma bond is, how it feels. Um, so unless they've been in your shoes, they can give you sympathy, but they can't give you the empathy either. And that's what you're looking for, somebody who can relate to you, to really understand you. So uh, I just wanted to say it's great that you guys are in this YouTube stuff trying to find your answers. And I'm sending you guys out a great big hug, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe. Have a good day.